What do you think these coaching staffs are hoping to ascertain and accomplish with these early games?
I think looking at lineups, what combinations work best, which teams are better for certain segments of games. Looking at conditioning, too, I think they really want to emphasize that because you don't have as much time to get ready for the craziness of the season.
A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. We've got Murray, Aldridge out there with Lyles, and it's Walker in at the 3 spot. And for the Rockets, Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Tucker and Capella are up front, and it's House in at the 3 slot.
You know, we know Murray's got some creativity to his passing game, but no need to be creative there. I mean, he sees the wide open man and zips it right to him.
Now, here's Westbrook. Passes it to House. Poked away. And it's good for 2.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Murray with it, guarded by Tucker. And it's Murray with the jam.
You know, they give him the ball and let him quarterback the pick and roll, which speaks, I think, to how confident they are in Murray, guys.
13 feet away. And it's Westbrook missing.
And smothered him on that mid-range attempt.
As a defender, he's going to just be a bothersome, worrisome guy, making you miserable all night, a hand in your face on every jumper.
Now here's Murray. Aldridge kicks to Forbes. Clock at 4. Here's Lyles. Good work defensively by Capella. Here's House. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And the Spurs, I've heard it said, the most process-oriented team in the league.
Well, that's an understanding of what it takes for them as a small market team to be successful. A good assessment of what they have to do as the San Antonio Spurs to be good. Scouting, coaching, chemistry, all part of that.
Free throw drops for House.
Well, it's no secret that the Rockets are looking to take threes as often as possible. Over 45 a game last year.
Well, you think about the Rockets, and clearly they're the forerunners of the analytics application in how they play. Well over half their shots last season from three-point range broke their own record last year in three-point attempts.
A little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Westbrook against Murray. That one's not going to go. Westbrook with the nice D there. Here is House. Capella dishes to Harden. Chalk up 2 there.
Now you got to remember that Harden has a quick trigger, staple gun quick. This guy is looking to score as soon as the ball touches his hands.
Now here's Murray. Outside, Walker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Good on the three-point shot. Here is Harden. He's coming off a 22-point game against Toronto.
And he also looked to attack at the defensive end of the floor. 3 steals in that game.
Now here's Harden. And the jam by Harden.
Ferociousness from Harden, looking like he wants to tear the rim off.
Murray outside. Now the pass to Aldridge. And the dunk by Aldridge.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Harden with it. Lob pass to Capella. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Forbes, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on James Harden.
How about this for Bryn Forbes? Undrafted, he's come a long way. Quietly, he's one of the best three-point shooters in the game.
And the guard, Bryn Forbes, won back-to-back state championships as a high schooler in the state of Michigan. A couple years at Cleveland State, then transferred back to the state of Michigan and played at Michigan State.
And after that time at Michigan State, he went undrafted, but Kevin really has developed into a steady rotation player in the NBA. And by the way, quite a knockdown shooter.
That's good from Forbes.
And, you know, guys, you look at the Rockets, they've been in the midst of a great championship window. A lot of teams have been trying to avoid going for titles against the Warriors. The Rockets have been in win-now mode, very aggressive in trying to get to the top.
And so he makes both from the line. And Clark, you have to admire the Rockets for not shying away from the challenge of keeping up with a great team like Golden State.
Yeah, I have great respect for the Rockets, guys, because they've come as close as any team in the West to knocking off the Warriors. You know, they took them to a Game 7 and also had a chance in last season's playoffs when KD was injured. I think you've got to admire their competitive spirit and not backing down.
Right, you're right, Clark.
Nothing soft about the putback there.
And why chance it, right? Take the dunk if you've got it.
Well, you know, if nobody's going to put a body on him, then that's going to be the result.
Now, here's Westbrook. No points in the game yet for him.
And I think one of the things understated about Harden, he's a great athlete. I mean, he can rise and bounce. He's strong. He's quick. He can easily punch it on you when he gets to the rim.
Here's Walker. 8 points his last outing. Aldridge down low. Capella covering. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Boy, the Spurs really like running through LaMarcus Aldridge in the post. I mean, that's an effective way to play offense, especially early before the defense gets set. He gets that deep position, and he puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge. And with his skill level, sometimes the sheer strength and size of Aldridge goes overlooked.
Yeah, and he's not afraid or hesitant to play bully ball. I mean, on that block, he gets that body into you and leans into that sweet jump shot of his, and he can make you look bad.
And so LaMarcus Aldridge nails them both.
Already a very confident player. Knocking down those free throws only fuels that.
A steal. Pass to Walker. Lets it go from deep. Hits it from three-point range. Walker's got 6 points.
Not a bunch of energy from the defense, which is why he was free to knock that down.
And here's Harden for 3. It's hauled in by Lyles. San Antonio leading by 4. Now here's Murray. To the paint. Pass to Forbes. 6 on the shot clock. Shot's good by Lyles.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Here is House. For 3, Westbrook. Marcus Aldridge grabs the miss, and it's the Spurs ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Murray outside. Passes it to Lyles. Puts up a 3. They get it back. Aldridge. And Capella sends it back.
This is the real strength of Capella's game now. Outstanding at using his length and athleticism to block shots.
And that's good stuff from him. Nice touch.
And Murray's got the ball here for the Spurs. It's a three-point game. Preseason game with Houston, getting a good look at the Rockets.
Yeah, and no doubt this is a team that gave them a lot of trouble last season.
Yeah, they dropped the season series, but this is a preseason game. Rather meaningless in the big picture, but still perhaps a chance to measure themselves up against this opponent.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Well, I tell you what, you just cannot help but be in awe of the offensive dominance James Harden has had over the last few years. I mean, he's done so much for this team and done it with both his scoring and playmaking.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Hartenstein, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Cephalosha comes in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Gordon in for Danuel House. And there's the pass to Belinelli. 5 on the clock. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. And when you look at usage rates, Harden is the offense for this team.
Yeah, you look at Harden's numbers over the last few years, and it has been absolutely ridiculous what he's done. I mean, there's no player who's had a better 3-year stretch in the history of the league. 30-plus points per game seasons the last few years, the near triple-double the year before. I mean, he's a marked man for every opponent, and he's still been able to put up these kinds of numbers. Absolutely amazing.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Clark comes in for James Harden. And it's Rivers in for Russell Westbrook. In the corner, it's Belinelli. Takes it from 10. It's rebounded by Hartenstein. Houston's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. It's Rivers on the wing. Covered by Mills. A nice shot by Rivers.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go.
Now here's Carroll. He's coming off a 13-point game against New Orleans. It's tipped, and he gets it back. Yep, that one goes. And the Spurs lead by 1. For Houston, they've gone 8 of 12 on field goal attempts so far. And here's Rivers. He's coming off a 10-point game against Toronto. Cephalosha misses.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Bertle, the pass to Carroll. Belinelli with the 3. Second chance shot. It's rebounded by Houston.
Well, he's much better than that. Really no excuse for missing that lay-in.
And Cephalosha with the jam. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
Now here's Mills. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Belinelli against Gordon. The shot by Belinelli. No good.
Putting up a goose egg, bageled this period. At this point, you have to run the offense through somebody else. I mean, that's your only choice.
And usually teams go on runs, and it comes from a lot of layups and dunks, but not now.
And so it's San Antonio with it, following the score by Houston. Shots good by Mills.
They're going to have to come up with a better matchup. This guy just too much speed.
Now Rivers. He dishes it to Gordon. The 9-foot shot, and Houston again with the bucket.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Here's Mills. He's coming off a 10-point game against New Orleans.
And he passed the ball so well in that game, keeping everybody involved, even as he was racking up all those points.
It's good from Gordon on the assist by Rivers.
Quick release from Gordon. Like seeing him shoot it as soon as he gets it.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Bertle finds Mills. On the wing, Belinelli. 6 to shoot. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one's on Eric Gordon.
Boy, when you see Belinelli playing with this kind of aggressiveness, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
The Italian Marco Belinelli, one of the league's best sharpshooters, and Greg very comfortable shooting on the move.
He always seems to be floating one way or the other on his shot. It wouldn't work for most shooters, but he uses it to evade the D.
No good on that one. Clark, a big jump in scoring, but I think a lot of that is because of the prolific role players we have in the NBA now.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. When you think about starters putting up points and then you have guys that fortify benches and can get points in bunches, the first name that comes to mind for me, Lou Williams. A designated role of scoring the basketball in limited minutes. And when he gets it going, watch out. Nobody quite like Lou Williams putting it in the basket as a role player.
Now here's Rivers, and here's Anderson for three. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. White looking around. Samanic, and the powerful one-handed slam.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Rivers with it, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Marco Belinelli. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Clark. Now here's McLemore. 4 on the clock. Here's Anderson. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. And the Rockets lead by 4.
Love watching Anderson shoot immediately off the pass, right away. Fires it quickly after getting the ball.
White down low. He's guarded by Rivers. Hurdle's shot is off.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Spurs trail by 4. Here's Belinelli. Gets that one to drop. First one of the game after 4 straight misses.
You know, Belinelli does a nice job getting to his spots in the mid-range area, and he's a consistent scorer from there.
Rivers kicks to Gordon. 35 seconds left in the first quarter. He's now 2 for 3 with that miss. To the middle. And that one's good. Samanic. Samanic has got the game tied up here for San Antonio.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Pass to Anderson. Here's Gordon. Pass to Rivers. Fires the 3. The rebound by Johnson. Right side, White. A miss that time. Would have put him up. It's a tie game here in Houston. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. A unique upbringing for Clint Capella. Spent years in a welfare orphanage in Switzerland. He said he never imagined he'd come this far.
Even as a kid, I wasn't even dreaming about that far. I would say that's even past my dreams. I mean, now I'm just living the moment, trying to work hard as I can, and just enjoy the present. Enjoy the present.
Just an inspiring story, Greg. It gives you perspective on why you should be grateful for everything you have.
Kevin, without a doubt, Capella's upbringing helped shape him, and the hard work he continues to put in is really admirable.
Preseason in the NBA, and it's great to have you with us. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, guys, what do you think?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
Yeah, I like the way they play. They're looking to get up and down the court every time. Racehorse basketball here tonight. Strap it up. Don't look down. You'll miss something.
The forwards are Gordon and Tucker. McLemore is out there with Austin Rivers, and it's Anderson in at the 5 spot. That's the 5 for Houston right now. And the free throw is good, now leading by 1.
And, you know, guys, the Spurs team dinners, the stuff of legends, just building camaraderie and getting to know one another and being orchestrated with care by head coach Greg Popovich. They enjoyed the finest restaurants and great food and drink, but the fellowship and camaraderie, probably the most important part of those dinner gatherings.
And Clark, the act of getting dinner, sitting down to a meal, as a team, it brings people together.
It really does, guys, and I can't overstate it. When you get a chance to know your teammates off the court, it adds to your ability to play for them on the court. It can't always be just about grind, grind, grind. There has to be some compassion, some caring, some understanding, and sometimes the best places to do that are at restaurants with good food and good drink.
Now here's McLemore. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Just 5 on the clock. And so Houston again turning it over.
And with a moment, let's check out the stats for Aldridge. He's coming off an excellent season. He was around 21 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you can't help but be impressed by his numbers.
You know, guys, I think he's the engine of this offense. He makes them go. Without his scoring, I think they'd be a totally different team.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
Rivers can't get it to go. Spurs leading by 4. Here's Johnson. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Johnson's got his first points of the game.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's McLemore. That one misses. Johnson with some nice D. Belinelli with it. And it's Gordon picking him up. And it's Eric Gordon with the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. So for the Rockets, Daniel House comes in for Eric Gordon. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Austin Rivers. Walker's checked in for San Antonio. Here's White. The dish to Aldridge. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Now here's Westbrook. He had 22 points in the win against Toronto.
And if you look at his free throw numbers, you can see what kind of pressure he put on the defense. He was in attack mode all night long. Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
And taking a look here at some numbers for Russell Westbrook. Last season, he played outstanding. 1st in assists, 4th in steals, and he also finished the season in the top 10 in rebounding. It's just a terrific year on the glass.
And dropping a lot of dimes. He led the league in assists because he's the ultimate competitor, an absolute magician with the basketball. Now here's Walker. He has 6. And finished off by Walker.
Boy, a fantastic job by Aldridge to lay into that defender on the screen.
Rockets trail by 7. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
You know, over time, Aldridge has really developed into a pretty good shot blocker.
And the dunk by Aldridge. Aldridge has got the lead up to 9 now for the Spurs. And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
Yeah, and I agree. I think there's going to be a new wrinkle in their game plan when they come out of this timeout.
For the Rockets, Clint Capella, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker. And it's James Harden in for Ben McLemore. Lyles checked in for San Antonio. Now here's Harden. He has 6. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played, buries it from three-point range.
And Harden's three-point accuracy is lethal. I mean, he gets his shot off with such ease and quickness.
And with all the accolades that James Harden has accumulated in his career, Clark, the one thing missing is a championship ring.
And, you know, there's no guarantees for however great you are individually that you'll win a championship. We've got a lot of great players that weren't able to get that done. But, you know, when you think about it, that's one thing that's keeping him from being in the all-time great shooting guard conversation in the eyes of some. Team success is critically important. Championships add to your resume, but I think at the end of the day, when you maximize your individual contributions, that should be worth something in terms of your recognition and accolades.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, my cousin LaMarcus Aldridge is not the flashiest player, but he is respected. His former teammate in Portland, C.J. McCollum, said he hasn't changed his game to try and fit the new NBA. He shoots mid-range, scores under the basket, strong as heck. He knows who he is. And Kevin, LaMarcus isn't really my cousin, but his game never goes out of style.
You're right, D.A., and he is still getting it done. Thank you. Clark, I have sat next to you doing these games for years. What's prevented you from taking a coaching position at some level? Because I hear you talk, I'm thinking you'd be a perfect coach.
Well, a couple of things. One, coaching never lets up. It's always on you, and I've come to enjoy the fact that I can be fully immersed as a broadcaster and work with great guys like you and others, and then have a period of time where I don't have to be immersed in basketball, and I've enjoyed that. And I also haven't trained or prepared to be a coach because it is demanding in terms of the hours that you have to put in. And I've got a little more job security, I think, in the role that I serve as an analyst as opposed to what might happen if I did try to be a coach.
You've got all the security in the world, believe me. Now here's Murray, following the miss by Russell Westbrook. Murray outside. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Spurs?
They pounded the ball inside in the first half, forcing the D to collapse, and that frees up the shooters going forward.
You know, we've seen them bearing their fair share of mid-range jumpers tonight, too. I mean, that's a good start for them.
That one misses for Murray.
And you've heard the saying on Death and Taxes, the San Antonio Spurs might be that third thing you can count on.
Yeah, I agree. A model of consistency, and that starts with culture and chemistry and commitment. And they play smart, they play together, and they rarely beat themselves. And that's one of the reasons the Spurs have been one of the greatest pro sports franchises in history over the last 25 years. Yeah, you know, Mills is one of those energizing players who does a little bit of everything, including finding his open teammates.
Now here's Westbrook, covered by Mills. Knocked away. It's stolen by Lyles. Shots good by Mills. Now it's a 7-point San Antonio lead.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Yeah, and that field goal percentage zooming upwards is now above 50%, which is pretty strong.
Murray against Harden. Murray outside. Inside. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. For San Antonio, they have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line. And the first one at the line is good.
And, well, whatever your feelings may be on the Rockets, you can't deny their offense works.
Yeah, it does work, really. I mean, I agree with you. 2nd in offensive rating last year, 4th in effective field goal percentage. This team knows how to produce points and be efficient in doing so, and they stay with their approach. They don't let teams take them off their game plan.
He hits both from the stripe. Mark, the max contract didn't exist when you were playing. Is it something that should be up for debate?
Well, it's a function of the economics of the league now, and in theory, there's some reasons why you have max contracts, because a guy has earned that opportunity, a way to keep a star player or a max contract player with the same team, I think is part of the reasoning behind it. I mean, debating it and talking about it is probably something that makes some sense. If you're thinking about getting rid of it, I'm not so sure.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Well, you know, last season for the Rockets, not as strong as the season prior. 53 wins and 4th seed compared to 65 wins and the #1 seed in 2018. Still face the same fate in the playoffs, though. Not able to overcome the Warriors.
And the Spurs making a change here. Hurdle's checked in, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden. Now here's Mills. He's guarded closely. Clock at 6. Hurdle dishes to Mills. From deep three-point range, it's rebounded by Hartenstein. Clark, for the Rockets, that was the 4th time in the last 5 years they've lost to the Warriors in the playoffs.
And it's easy to see why this team has become a bit obsessed with beating the Warriors. They've been unable to do it in 4 or 5 meetings. The team is still in a good spot to compete. I think they just need to tweak just a touch to maybe get over the hump.
Now here's Mills. Harden missing his last shot. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. Again, the miss by the Spurs. And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Houston Rockets. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Cephalosha. Spurs have gone 8 of 14 in the second quarter on field goal attempts. Passes to Kira. Mills looking it over. That one doesn't drop. The Rockets go the other way with it. Lob pass to Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
He's a high percentage scorer for a reason now. Capella, an alley-oop specialist.
Here's Murray. Knocked loose. Stolen by Harden. And it's Houston on the break. And the shot is good. The Spurs lead has been cut to just 1 on the basket from Westbrook.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Mills. And nothing is falling for him right now.
Guys, this hasn't been his quarter. I mean, to me, he just doesn't look completely comfortable or confident.
Here's Westbrook.
Man, I tell you what, one of the things I love about Westbrook is the ferocity with which he attacks the rack. When he's driving inside, he's trying to punish the defender and the basket.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Well, you knew after the Paul George trade that the Thunder would look to sell on Westbrook as well. Just part of the rebuild at this point. His agent did well to get him to a team looking to compete. A great fit for a player in this stage of Russ's career.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Clark, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Gordon comes in for Cephalosha. And it's Austin Rivers in for James Harden.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
You know, those kinds of plays can be difference makers, game changers, momentum shifters, especially in a close contest where one or two possessions can impact the outcome.
Guys, a potent offense right now.
You know what, guys, and they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success.
Now, here's Mills, following the miss by Russell Westbrook. And here's Mills. Shot clock at 5. Feeds it to Pirtle. And the pass to Carroll. Over Rivers. That's good. The Houston lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Carroll. Carroll's got his second bucket of the game to go. Now Gordon. A 14-point game for him in the win against Toronto. The kick out to Westbrook. Here's the 3. That's his 6th field goal today, and that makes him now 6 for 11.
Well, he's cooking with grease. He's got things flaming up, looking for an opportunity every time down the floor when he's that hot.
Now here's Mills. He's covered by Westbrook. Pass to Belinelli. Back to Mills. Down low. Here's Medu. And it's Rivers with the rebound. Rockets leading by 4. And Westbrook, here we go. With that miss, he's now made 6 and missed 6 from the field. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Carroll. It's rebounded by Houston. Hartenstein's got his 6th rebound on the night. The feed to Westbrook. Pass to Hartenstein. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Hartenstein's got the lead up to 7 now for the Rockets.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
With the teardrop, Mills can't hit.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Now here's Rivers. That one dropped for his 2nd bucket. Mark him 2 for 4. Here's Belinelli. 11 points for him in that last game against New Orleans. From deep. That'll do it for the first half. Rockets ahead, up 9. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Russell, how confident are you that there's nobody that can stay in front of you?
Very confident. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I put a lot of work in the summertime, and I'm very confident.
That is never a problem for you, Russ. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the 3rd quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. There was no stopping Russell Westbrook in the first half. He ended up with 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. Some great work from him in the first 2 quarters. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Rockets?
The difference so far, no one can stay with Westbrook. He sees control of the pace, and we know how aggressive he can be once he gets on the roll.
Kenny, how do you think San Antonio played?
Well, they're facing a team that shot very well in the first half. Now, that being said, they probably weren't aggressive enough on the defensive end. That was the difference.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for joining us. 3rd quarter, just about ready to begin.
And we're getting back to the action. It's the NBA preseason here on 2K Sports. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on him from deep here. You talk about dialed in.
Well, you know, the stroke looks fantastic. Even when he's had a hand in his face, it hasn't affected him at all.
The NBA preseason action continues here on 2K Sports. And so it's Harden bringing it up for Houston. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for San Antonio, Aldridge out there with Trey Lyles. Then there's Murray, and it's Forbes in at the 2. And Clark, when you were playing, I imagine the pre-draft process was a lot different than it is today.
No doubt about it. I mean, I came out in 1982 after my junior year, Kevin, and at that time, if you were a guy who was declaring early, you basically just had to go on whatever knowledge and information you could get from whoever, because there was no allowing you weren't allowed to go to a workout. Teams could interview you, but there were no on-court workouts, so it was totally different than today.
And the first one drops.
You know, it's become almost a foregone conclusion that Harden is going to lead the league in free throw attempts every year. He is a master at getting to the line.
Both good from the line that time. Spurs trail by 11. To the inside, and Aldridge slams it in.
Well, he's so good around the basket that he doesn't really need to throw it down, but sometimes Aldridge just has to take advantage of it.
Here's Westbrook. Pass to Tucker. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. Well, while we have a second, let's go to the 2K leaderboard for a list of the league's top shooters from last season. Second is Clint Capella.
Put the ball in the bucket. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? I mean, just ask him. He'll have the answer for you.
The Spurs shooting 43% from the floor. They get a hand on it. And here we go. Harden heading to the hoop. Lays it in off the breakaway. Harden's got the lead up to 11 now for the Rockets.
Really good to see Harden get nasty on defense. He's got quick instincts and quick hands, and I like how he pilfers it on occasion.
That should give him a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
And, you know, that's exactly what happens when you don't settle. That's the result. Tremendous effort and a big-time finish there.
And making his return from the ACL tear, DeJounte Murray, long, athletic, and young, he still has a very bright future.
And Murray winning second team all-defense in 2018. And Greg, at that time, he was only 21.
And that's been his strong suit. If he can hit perimeter shots consistently, he can be a star.
Here is House. The pass to Capella. Just 5 to shoot. Walker with some nice D. Spurs trail by 8. Here is Forbes. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
You know, that's what Forbes has to do now. He's got to be aggressive, force the defender into a tough spot, and be ready to handle that contact.
This is his second trip to the line in this one. First one falls for him. Good on both. Houston leading by 6. Outside Westbrook. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
Capella against Murray. Pass to Aldridge. Here is Forbes. The three. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. Forbes has got 5 points now in the quarter.
So far, so good to begin this half. They're 3 for 3. Perfect.
Capella, the pass to Tucker. Westbrook against Aldridge. Capella, and it's put back up and in by Capella. Capella's got his third bucket of the night.
Well, I tell you what, Clint Capella does a really good job of playing with such energy and effort, particularly on the glass, and because of that, he can hurt you on the boards.
Now here's Murray. He's got 7. Pass to Forbes. Beyond the arc. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Outside Westbrook. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Westbrook's got 20.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
San Antonio calls timeout. Russell Westbrook really making a difference here.
And he is absolutely dialed in from outside. They need to close out on him much quicker when he's lining up those threes.
Ryan Anderson, he's checked in for the Rockets. Ben McLemore comes in for Russell Westbrook. White inside, guarded by McLemore. White, good.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
McLemore with the ball. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Knocks it loose. It's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. And a look now at San Antonio's upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll be taking on Jonas Valanciunas and the Memphis Grizzlies. And then on Wednesday, they'll host the New York Knicks. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Feeds it to White. And he uses the glass on the layup. And now just a 1-point Rocket lead.
And they have come out of halftime in fuego.
Here is House. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
The Rockets shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
And he knocks down the first one. Tavo Cephalosha has checked in for Houston. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Johnson, he's checked in for Bryn Forbes. And so House nails both of them.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
Now here's Walker. 8 points for him. Rebounded by Cephalosha.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Rockets have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line. throw good. James Harden.
Well, you know, for so long, Mike D'Antoni has been a vanguard on NBA offense. His teams have always played great offense, moving, spacing, dynamic players. Defense has not been at the level of offense, but I think he's actually improved as a coach in that area as well.
Now here's Johnson. Spurs working the ball around now. Shot clock at 6. Over to the wing. Walker finds Johnson. Tries again. That one drops for him. And Clark, part of it for D'Antoni is that he is delegating defensive duties.
Yeah, and I like that, Kevin. He's made sure to have a defensive coordinator on his staff, delegating that role and responsibility. He thinks and knows that his team is better off that way. Guys, this has been an incredible performance this quarter. I mean, he's getting the ball where he likes it and wants it and just going to work.
Passes it to Samanic. Johnson up top. Aldridge with it. Now defended by McLemore. Lets it go with a 3. That's good. The Houston lead is cut down to 4 on the bucket from White.
Aldridge keeps his head up and his options open. He's a team-oriented guy with a good basketball IQ. Excellent pass.
The 3 from Harden. And another 3 for Houston.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
And White kicks to Johnson. Back to White. And Harden comes to help. There's the pass to White. Back to Aldridge. Three-pointer. Got a piece of it.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Well, they're working the glass, really battling in that area of the game, and that's helped them stake this lead.
Now McLemore, after LaMarcus Aldridge's three-pointer that didn't go. Puts it up. And Houston again with the bucket.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
You know, they came out of the locker room, revved up the gas pedal, and haven't slowed down yet.
White left side. Pass to Walker. From downtown, James Harden with the rebound. Pass to McLemore. Kicks it to House. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
You know, the defense was lax right there, and he's able to make them pay.
Spurs trail by 12. Outside, Walker. And that's a foul. It's called encephalosha. That is his first foul of the game. The Rockets making a switch here. Gordon's checked in. The Spurs also with the sub. Carroll's checked in. Now here's Johnson. He's tightly guarded. It's stolen by McLemore. Anderson outside. He kicks to Harden. McLemore, the pass to Anderson. 5 to shoot. That's a 2 from Gordon. Misses off the right iron. And it's Carroll with the ball for the San Antonio Spurs. Down by 12. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game, and that game will kick off a 4-game homestand. Houston making some changes. P.J. Tucker comes in for Ryan Anderson. And it's Austin Rivers in for James Harden. San Antonio also making some changes. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for Aldridge. Belinelli comes in for Lonnie Walker. And it's Mills in for White. Now here is Poeltl. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Johnson outside. Passes it to Carroll. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range, Eric Gordon grabs the board. Gordon's got 4 rebounds in this game. And finished off by Rivers.
Boy, I love Eric Gordon as a combo guard. He's a multi-talented player who can play either guard position.
Mills passes to Poeltl. Now here's Belinelli, guarded by McLemore. Now here's Mills. To the paint. Here's Pirtle. Cans the 12-footer. Pirtle's got his first 2 points of the night.
What I really like about Pirtle is the soft hands. He's got excellent hands. You can't teach that. And he's got a nice stroke from mid-range.
The 55th pick back in 2009. Those picks don't hit very often, but Greg Patty Mills, now with a decade in the NBA.
6 foot nothing. And that may be generous. The Australian Mills, a dangerous pull-up shooter, and he does not back down.
Now Carroll, after Eric Gordon's three-pointer that didn't go. Now here's Carroll. Not a lot of room. The shot by Belinelli. No good.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Now here's Rivers. He's got 6, launches a 3, and Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Johnson finds Mills. The pass to Pirtle. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Pirtle's got 4 this quarter.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
McLemore, no good. Spurs trail by 10. Down low and stolen by Cephalosha. Inside, Gordon, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Now here's Mills. 1:05 left in the third. Unable to get that one. And the Rockets take it the other way.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
And what a journey it's been for Austin Rivers since being drafted 10th overall back in 2012. Looked like he might not have what it takes to be an NBA player early, but he persevered and is now an integral part of this group.
A free throw drops for Rivers. So for the Rockets, Clint Capella, he's checked in for Cephalosha. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Ben McLemore. San Antonio also making some changes. Trey Lyles checked in for Damari Carroll. Bryn Forbes comes in for Johnson. And it's DeJounte Murray in for Patty Mills. He's off on the second. Spurs trail by 13. Shot from 12. No good. Gordon with the defensive effort.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Westbrook kicks to Gordon. Poke loose. It's stolen by Lyles. And so it's Houston looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And now we take a look back to Mike D'Antoni talking to his team from the huddle.
Come on now, this is the time you got to put down the gas, guys. Hey, they're on their heels. They're on their heels right now. Good stop and a score.
That's an experienced coach talking right there, wanting to keep the pressure on.
And you can ill afford to loosen up here. When the opponent is reeling is when you've got to put them out of their misery.
And welcome back as our coverage continues of the NBA preseason. Tucker and Capella are up front. Russell Westbrook out there with Gordon, and it's House, and at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 for Houston right now.
And, you know, Westbrook is fearless. Likes getting deep inside and finishing around the rim and plays in attack mode all the time.
Ball's knocked loose. Here we go, one-on-one. And finished off by Westbrook.
Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim wrapper.
Just a remarkable gem. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
Platinum level highlight reel material. That is Showtime stuff there.
Pass to Gordon. Kicks to Capella. Westbrook against Murray. Misses from short range. And Murray's got the ball here for the Spurs. 17-point game. Pass to Wiles. Murray outside. It doesn't go for him. Good work defensively by Capella. On the wing, Eric Gordon. Takes the 3, and it's Westbrook. That time on the assist by Gordon. 27 points for Russell Westbrook.
He's really picked up where he left off in the first.
Passes it to Lyles. He's looking for Pirtle and finds him. To the left wing. The pass to Lyles. Shot clock at 5. He kicks to Murray. Can they get it? San Antonio again missing. Houston leading by 20. Gordon, the pass to Tucker. He feeds it to Capella. Rebound, San Antonio.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook. James Harden, he's checked in for Eric Gordon. LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for the Spurs. Lonnie Walker comes in for Marco Belinelli. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the 4th. And there's the foul. It'll go on P.J. Tucker. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Aldridge. And here is Murray. Tipped away.
You know, he's got to take care of the ball much better than he has been. By himself, he's accounted for 4 turnovers. That's way too many.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
And we're about 3 minutes into the 4th quarter. Spurs passing it around. Aldridge dishes to Walker. Again, the miss by the Spurs. And here are the Rockets. Right now, they're on a 9-0 run. To the middle. Tucker, the pass to Westbrook. The shot that time, not on target. For San Antonio, they've gotten off to a rough start in the 4th quarter, going 0 for 4 so far. Pass to Murray. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the 4th.
Murray showing you real poise that time, guys, converting on aggressive defense. The concentration, outstanding.
And it's Westbrook missing. Spurs trail by 20. Left side, Walker. Pass to Forbes. Here's Harden. And the layup's good off the glass. Harden's got 17 points here in the second half. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Houston.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
So it's the Rockets now, following the three-pointer by San Antonio. And it's Westbrook missing. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Now Murray. Aldridge with it to the paint. Here's Lyles, and the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
Oh, costly error there. We'll see how they rebound from that miscue.
Well, you know what? Their wounds are self-inflicted. I mean, you've got to play much smarter than that.
Derek White's checked in for Murray. Here's Westbrook. That's tipped, stolen by Walker. And here comes White, leading the fast break. Looks for Walker, gets it to him. A second chance effort, and Lyles finishes inside.
Timeout. Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Timeout called, the Rockets.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
Rockets leading by 17. Now here's Westbrook. Rebound San Antonio. Aldridge has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. White down low. He's covered by Westbrook, and it's White missing. In the corner, Harden. And the dunk by Capella.
You know, Harden will burn you when you overcommit and leave guys open. He's excellent at sensing when you're out of position.
Outside, White. Pass to Lyles. Down low. It's stolen by Capella. Harden. That's good. Harden's got 34 points.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
And there's the pass to White. Clark, there are strong divisions and there are weak divisions, and the NBA might be considering removing divisions altogether and having only 2 conferences. What do you think?
You know, that's interesting. I like the divisions because that's what we've been accustomed to, but just having straight conferences, I wouldn't see much harm in that. You'd adjust the schedule accordingly in terms of how many games you play within the conference and how many times each opponent, but I think that could work.
Now here's Westbrook. Pass to Harden. Rebounded by the Spurs. Aldridge has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Here is Forbes. He's covered by Westbrook. Forbes, the pass to Aldridge. Tipped away. Outside, White. 6 to shoot. Shoots the 3. Rebound by House. House has got his 4th rebound in this one. And Capella the bucket on the assist from Harden. Harden's got his 4th assist in this one. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
And that one falls for Walker.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Yeah, you know what? And I think they've just got to keep on keeping on. Keep drawing contact, attacking, getting to the line. That will certainly give them a chance to get back into the game.
Here's Capella, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And a boon it was for the Rockets to be able to keep Clint Capella. A great fit with the team and gives them exactly what they need on the interior.
And he makes the first. And Greg Capella, who was taken near the end of the first round back in 2014 in the draft, has developed well during his time with Houston.
And Capella's game has really taken off in the last few seasons. He looks to be a double-double machine for this team for the next handful of years, and that is exactly what they need.
He's perfect from the line this time. Mark, the two-way contract, a relatively new invention that gives players time in both the G League and the NBA.
I love it, Kevin, because it's another pathway for those aspiring to be NBA players to have a legitimate shot to make their dream come true. The G League is just a notch below the NBA in terms of overall talent. And so I love the fact that players who desire to be pros can have a pathway to get to the NBA by being part of the G League as well.
And these G League players are having an impact, aren't they? They're making a difference on a lot of teams.
40% of the players in the league have spent some time in the G League, so it speaks to the impact the G League has on the NBA.
House the pass to Tucker, shoots over White, and it's White with the rebound.
There wasn't much defensive resistance there, guys, but somehow he blew it anyway. Missed opportunity.
Looking to get back on track here, and Capella sends it back.
Certainly not the kind of night he was looking for at the offensive end, and it's had a ripple effect on the team.
Harden, that's good.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too. Cashing in on the interior, making it look all too easy.
White against Westbrook, and that one is good. Westbrook's got 14 points now in the second half.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Outside, White. It's Aldridge penetrating. Outside, Walker. From past the arc. Doesn't go that time. The Rockets go the other way with it. On offense, here are the Rockets. They're on a 16-5 run. And here's Westbrook from the arc. Buries the long-range jumper. Westbrook's got 34.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And, you know, the lead just keeps growing. I mean, this game is not going to get out of their grip. They're going to keep pulling away.
Harden surveying the D, and it's good, 2 points. Harden's got 40 points.
Whenever Harden sprints inside, man, I love it. Has so many ways he can finish near the basket.
Outside, Walker over House. They get it again. Walker's shot is off.
Not sure if he just ran out of gas or what, Kevin, but he's been awful ever since the second half started. Not even been a factor.
Harden, that's good.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Rockets.
When you shoot this well from three-point range, you're really hard to stop. The defense didn't rotate out fast enough to stop the hot shooters.
Exactly, Kevin. They were lethal from deep.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for James Harden.
Boy, this game really had his name all over it. I mean, he relished being the guy to carry the load offensively.
Now here's Walker. Harden missing his last shot. Pass to Aldridge. Shoots over Capella. Can't hit the turnaround jumper.
Boy, he's got to be kicking himself for failing to make that shot. That's money.
And here's Harden for three. But they get it back. Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. Westbrook's got 36.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And I think they can start that celebration right now. I mean, what a terrific team victory.
Harden outside. So we see Houston taking the W here. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. James, congrats on the win. What got it done for you at the end tonight?
Just being aggressive. I told my guys on the court that we had to make a run, and it had to be a good one. Defensively, we did a pretty good job down the stretch. We got some shots to fall and came away with the victory.
Great play tonight, James. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Another NBA preseason game is in the books. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.